Hey guys, what's up? Dingocrikey here with another Transformers commentary video. In this one I'm going to be discussing some Transformers 5 news along with some recent rumors about the potential return of Dino. We have some new Onset images along with a post from Michael Bay's Instagram account that some people have asked for my thoughts on, so I figured I'd do a quick video on it. First I want to discuss the recent Onset images, though it's probably not going to be recent by the time of this video, but this actually wasn't something that I was going to discuss, except I got a lot of requests about it and I seen it being discussed more and more in the Transformers community, so I figured I'd give my thoughts on it, and that is the potential reveal of Dino being on set for Transformers 5. Now, from what I understand, what's been going on here is that these images have been circulating around from the Transformers 5 set, mainly just location stuff. We're not really seeing a lot of explosions, stuff destroyed, possible scenarios where we'd see robots or anything like that. None of them contain any of the actors, such as Mark Wahlberg or Josh Duhamel. Nevertheless, the images for Transformers 5, that kind of thing, and associated with these images is an image of a street, and we can see a car that looks very similar to Dino's car from Transformers 3. And a lot of people have been discussing whether or not this is a sign Dino's going to be returning. Is it a fluke? What exactly is it? And right off the bat, I'll say, looking into this, I don't think this is a sign Dino's going to be returning. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to bring him back for the film. I'm just saying this image isn't a sign, mainly because I simply don't think the image is legitimate. Mainly for me, it's because we have all of these set images circulating around. They all look kind of similar, the locations and stuff. And if you look at this image with this Ferrari in it, it looks very different from the rest in regards to location. If you look at the writing on some of the signs, it looks more like Asian as opposed to Cuba, where obviously they speak Spanish. Clearly doesn't look like a Spanish writing there, though we do have a little bit of English thrown in there. Nevertheless, it doesn't jive with the rest of the location. Even the layout of the building doesn't look like something you're seeing around the rest of the set images. Also, some people have noted that the quality of the image doesn't look quite up to par, and that's true too. It does look kind of like an old image, though maybe it's just taken by an older cell phone or in lower resolution. I mean, I guess, but then we also have the fact that it really doesn't look like there's anything set up for a set. It just kind of looks like the Ferrari's parked, as someone might just casually park their car on the side of the street. I've seen some other arguments out there too. I'm not going to get into them all. Basically, while this car does look like Dino, it may be the same exact model, I simply don't think the image is legitimate. I really don't know where it came from. I've heard some people saying it looks to be an older image, so I did a reverse image search on it, and really all I could find is people discussing it in this TF5 story, so I'm really not sure. I mean, I could be totally wrong, all my speculation could be off, and, maybe this is a legitimate image, and, maybe that car is supposed to be Dino. That very well could be the case. Personally, I'm not seeing it. In regards to Dino actually returning, like I said, even if this image isn't legitimate, I still think it's possible, if anything even more so now that it's been confirmed Lennox or Josh Duhamel's character is going to be returning. We could see some Transformers from the original trilogy returning as well. Some people are doubtful that Dino would be returning, as the voice actor has since passed. However, I think they could just replace the voice actor. They've done this numerous times with characters in Transformers. For example, Sideswipe's voice actor from Revenge of the Fallen to Dark of the Moon was different, and we even see this with some big cartoons and stuff. For example, Avatar: The Last Airbender, for anyone who watched that, the voice actor who played Uncle Iroh actually died, I think, somewhere between seasons 2 and 3. And for anyone who didn't watch the show, he was a really big character in the show, so they basically had to get someone to replace the voice, and they basically did in the 3rd season. Though they had some episodes where he wasn't really a big part, so, kind of used it to transition the voice change. And obviously Dino in the films isn't nearly as important as that character was in Avatar. Nevertheless, they could change the voice actor. I don't think it would be a big issue. But as far as the image itself, I don't think it's evidence for Dino's return, and I do understand this is going to be a little bit dated by the time this video actually comes out, but people are probably going to be discussing this all the way until TF5 comes out anyways, so I figured I would give my thoughts on it. I mean, I've seen some people speculating about old concept art for the first 3 films being like art for new characters in Transformers 5, so yeah, this will probably be discussed for a while anyways. Anyways, on to the next piece of news that I want to discuss real quick, and that is the Instagram video posted to Michael Bay's Instagram page, and I'll leave a link in the description below so you guys can check it out. But basically what we see in the video is someone is filming Michael Bay while it looks like Michael Bay's actually doing the filming for the movie, and it looks like Michael Bay is taking a shot of this blue motorcycle with a sidecar, and then he pans the camera over to this brick building and then focuses in on this wall with a picture of Che Guevara there, which is pretty interesting. But probably the most interesting part of this story is that along with the video, Michael Bay posted a message on his Instagram saying there's a robot in there. So the question that I initially asked, and seems to be the popular question, is what is he referring to? Is he referring to the motorcycle? Is he referring to the building? I think we have three options. He could be referring to there's a robot in there just like somewhere in the shot. I mean, maybe someone's just going to be totally green screened, as obviously we wouldn't see that on camera. Maybe he means the motorcycle. I don't think he would say there's a robot in there about the motorcycle, unless maybe in the sidecar in a compartment or something. Maybe it looks like there's a little bit of tarp on top or something like that. Maybe underneath that it's a transformer such as Brains or Wheelie, a smaller one. Maybe you just kind of hear him, and then when the shot pans, they'll add basically him walking up, and we'll assume he got outside of the motorcycle. Maybe it's going to be something like that, because the shot does look kind of low to the ground, so that might make sense that would be a smaller transformer. Now, it could be the motorcycle itself. Maybe he's showing it, and then when the camera pans, they, don't have the motorcycle in the shot anymore. They use green screening to add the robot transforming. I don't know exactly how those directing tricks work with green screening. I obviously don't know much about that kind of stuff, and except for in stop motion. And I know kind of done that in stop motion a little bit, where I might have the transformer vehicle in a shot, and then as I move the camera along, I replace that with like a green screened transformer for the transformation. In the case of stop motion, just for the transformation, making it a little bit easier rather than actually being in the shot, all that kind of stuff. Maybe they're doing that with green screening. I honestly don't know, as I really don't have like real experience in that department, and I haven't really researched it. And then there's the other possibility, though, that it could be the wall or the building. There's a transformer in there. Honestly, this is what I think he's referring to, just because that seems to be where the camera focuses, and that's even where the guy taking the video seems to focus. Is there going to be a Decepticon bursting out of the building? Is it just kind of a setup, and then we're going to see the next shot inside of the building, and maybe we have an Autobot meeting up with some humans? Not really sure. But if I had to pick one of these options, a transformer, let's say being inside the sidecar, the motorcycle being a transformer, I'm going to go with it being inside the building. Once again, it's just all speculation. Could be totally wrong about that. You guys can, of course, leave your thoughts in the comments section below. One more thing I want to touch on is that I think it's interesting that they have a picture of Che Guevara on the wall with Hasta Victoria Sempre, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. I don't really know my Spanish, and obviously couldn't get an exact translation on this because of that, but I've seen it translated to something similar to victory always, always until victory, something like that, which I do believe is something the revolutionary Che Guevara had said in a speech. So are they just putting it on the wall just because they're in Cuba, so they're going to put Che Guevara there? They do a lot of stereotyping in the movies. Does it have any actual significance? I mean, that's really hard to say at this point. I don't see how the statement could have any significance to any characters in the films at this point, or really any situations, unless, it's symbolizing a Decepticon who's going to burst through the wall. I really don't think the Decepticons are putting up all that much of a fight at this point, any of the old ones still around on Earth. Personally, I think it'd be really disappointing if the film just began with Autobots hunting down more of those Decepticons that Adinger mentioned, but I guess we'll have to see what they're doing there. I don't think that's the case. I'm guessing this doesn't really have a whole lot of significance, but it would be really cool if it did. Anyways, those are just my thoughts on all of these things. You guys can, of course, leave yours in the comment section below, along with any topic suggestions for future Transformers 5 news and commentary videos, along with discussion on any other Transformers topics. Could be something on the cartoons, could be like a theory video, maybe some commentary on the Titans return figures, anything Transformers related basically. Also, don't forget to vote on this video's poll, and you can go check out my channel for more Transformers content like this, and stay tuned for more Transformers 5 news and commentary along with other cool Transformers stuff. That's all I have to say for now. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a good one guys. I'll see you soon.